we're here in Belton, Texas at the Little Valley Auto Ranch, and they're having their 38th annual swap meet today. So come along with us. Let's go see what kind of classics they have today. Hello and welcome to another episode of Driving the Classics. Today we are here in Belton, Texas at the Little Valley Auto Ranch, and they're having their 38th annual swap meet here today. Beautiful day, perfect weather, and we have a ton of cars. They said they have over 500 cars for parts and projects, so we're going to take a look at that and see what they have. It's a little bit different than what we normally do. We normally do our car shows and car meets, but today is a swap meet, and I thought we'd have a little bit different subject matter today, so it'll be real interesting. There's some pretty cool cars here, you know, junkyard style to some that are partially restored. So come along with us. Let's take a look and see what we can find and enjoy the day. Yeah, it's pretty awesome being in this sea of cars, this sea of rusty treasures, but it is sad. It is sad to see some of these things rusting away, because, you know, the point of my whole channel is to be able to preserve these, to be able to preserve the history, the culture, the artistic work that these cars showed of the designers back in the day. And it's just sad to see. So hopefully there are some people who see these cars, like this Galaxy here. In the day, this was a gorgeous car, and it still is. It still is a gorgeous car, and there's a lot that can be done to it if you have enough money to do it. But I mean, the interior is roached, so everything on this car will pretty much have to be replaced. But it's sad. You got an Impala there. Got a couple of Mustangs, early Mustangs here. Got a Pontiac Tempest, $4,800, and also, you know, me being an Oldsmobile guy, Cutlass Supreme. I mean, it is a 4-door, but this is a 77. You know, it's mostly all there. Top needs to be redone. But let's take a look at each one of these just to see what we have and what's possibly can be done. And hopefully somebody can see this video, maybe if these don't sell, that they can contact the company, which Little Valley Auto Ranch website and contact information will be in the comment in the description. So you can definitely contact them for any of these vehicles. They have this once a year. They also have one coming up in December that they host, December 11th and 12th, and I will probably be featuring that also. Here we have a 55 Ford Country Sedan, 8-passenger. You just didn't have those back then like you do nowadays. You got the third row seat. But this has the 2 bench seats, which is 6, and then you can have 2 more in the back. But again, most of these are are pretty roached. I mean, it's got the original. The good thing about these dashboards here is there's no plastic. It's all metal. It's all metal, so it doesn't take much to restore these. When you're looking at the dash, where the later models, the 60s, you know, they'll have plastic dashes where you have to replace the whole dash. But overall, let's look here. Yeah, the floors are pretty. The floors are pretty soft in these. The seats will definitely have to go. The door cards. Just looking around, you know, you do have surface rust. You always want to look around here. It's not bad. Oh well, then I spoke too soon. So this whole panel would have to go, and that would be metal work. I mean, you can't just go out and buy a rear quarter panel like that. But these things need to be restored. These things need to be preserved. It's got overdrive, so but these were awesome vehicles back in the day. I mean, like I'd talked about in other videos, you know, the station wagon, that was your family. Oh, it's tight. I can't even open the door. But now they're so unique, you just don't see them. This is actually a very rare model. Ford Country Sedan. So yeah, this needs to be purchased and restored. We have a '68 Cadillac Eldorado, front wheel drive. These are really becoming more popular, the front wheel drive Eldorados. And one thing I like about these, and I'm not a big fan of the front wheel drive. I'm a car enthusiast. You know, I like original, and I like the rear wheel drive, the control you have. But one thing I do love about these are the tail lights and the rear end. So this shared the body with the Oldsmobile Tornado and the Buick Riviera. But the Cadillac definitely had some special features about it. It was really cool. But again, it's sad to see these fall in such disarray. Let's go in here, see if we can open that door. Nope, can't open the door. But again, very long car for front wheel drive. Now this was a special edition of what Buick vehicle that they had come out. This is a '65 Buick Wildcat. They were like the sportier models. They were in competition with the Thunderbirds, the Cougars, because these were kind of the sport luxury model that Buick put out. And we may do a history on these also. This does not have the original, and it's locked. This does not have the original interior in it. Looks more 80s, but this is definitely one that could be restored. I mean, this panel here, on most of these cars, you're going to have issues with the rear window, the metal around that. One of the bad things is in these spots, a lot of times water would stand and start rusting through, and you can see the paint pitting off. You got a little rust down here, and that's just one of the issues with these cars. They just, if they sit out too long, and this one has probably been out in this yard. Let's walk over here and see what we have. Already seen the Fairlane Thunderbird. You got a Falcon Wagon. I believe it's a '64. Let's see if that's right. Yep, that is a '64 Falcon Wagon. These are also fun to have. They're very simple. Let's see what's under the hood here. It's got the inline 6, which looks to be pretty decent shape. I mean, the hood's a little dented, and the rings are pretty tight, but it looks all. I mean, the door panels need to be restored. No, and it's always scary when you have carpet. Let's look here. Oh, see, you can see light through there. So yeah, those floor pans will need to be redone. The bumpers inside. Still a solid car. I mean, it's still. The latches aren't working. That's why they have to have these straps to keep everything together. You got a 67 Pontiac Tempest 4-door. It's not bad. It's not a bad shape. We tried to get under the hood, but if you're looking for a 4-door, I mean, interior will need to be redone. But if you look, all around the window is very solid. That's, you know, that's one of the things we want to check, and it may have been redone. If you look, there's been some repaint here, and so this whole, I can't see. So this fender may have been redone at one time, and this is probably the original seal plate. So yeah, there's some, I don't know if you can see, a little bubbling here. I can't tell if you can see it or not. Let's look inside. Again, like I was saying, you know, you got your metal dash here, but you do have your rubber or plastic, and you can see it definitely cracking there. But for if you just want to do just a flip, you know, just get it running, make sure it's running, clean it up real well. You know, you do need some window, see if you can see up at the top, like even right here, the weather stripping definitely needs to be replaced. The headliner is actually in good condition. I mean, for just a turnaround flip. Let's see. Oh no, this is, we already tried to get into the hood and we couldn't get that open, so I don't know if it's a roller or not. Let's see here. I don't see an internal. I think it's still on the outside. But if you can see, you know, the steering wheel's cracked. Need to get that redone. They do have the mirrors, or at least one mirror. Back seat. So yeah, that would be a solid candidate. What was the price on it? $4,800. Yeah, but it needs wiper arms in there, right there. All right, let's go see what else we can find. Here we have a Rambler American. They call it a bathtub, just because of its shape. These are up and coming on popularity, because they are a fairly inexpensive little car to get into. They're small, they're simple. The engines are just small little 6-cylinders. But these are becoming more popular. There was one that I had looked at. Actually, it was on a show, on one of my videos back in one of the first or second episodes. It was a couple that had one of these, and it was almost in the same condition. It was real rusty. They left it in its natural state. And I just saw it come up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, which is a little higher than I would like to pay, but it gives you some room. Oh, there we go. Got the split seats. But yeah, this interior will need full restoration. Floors look pretty rough on it. They're not far from needing to be redone. The only thing with this is yeah, it looks like it's been in a field a while because it's got full of grass there. But yeah, I mean it's going to take a little work to get this one back going. But if you have the time, you have the patience, you have the money, you can definitely get there. But again, these are becoming a little more popular because they're a little bit less expensive vehicles. Here we have a 55 Desoto. I don't see these very often. Again, it's one of those, it was the orphan cars that the company went out of business. But these are nice cars. They're some of the parts are interchangeable with Mopar parts, Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, because they actually got a number of parts from them to build these cars, which was pretty common back in the day. Like with Studebaker got with GM, and but overall it's in decent condition. Needs restoring. Headliner, got the original radio, but see, this is all metal construction, so this would definitely be easier to restore. You sand it down, repaint it. It's got the original carpet. Again, I don't know how floorboards would be, floor pans. We'll come around here. Oh, those heads are heavy. Hang on. Take two. All right. Big V8s. It's pretty rough in there, but it is complete. I mean, it's even got the battery. It's got the generator. Funny thing on these is when you change plugs, I mean, you can probably do it that way, but they're inside the valve covers. It's not bad. I mean, it does have some rust here. It looks like it's been sitting a while. It's got some, oh, there's some good rust right down in there, so those would have to be replaced. Those door seals. Clear coat's coming off. Little bubble rust down in there. But it does have original paint. Looks pretty good. 1955 DeSoto, $7,800. 57 Chevy station wagon. I'll do a little plug for Little Valley Auto Ranch right there. Like I said, that information will be here, and I'll also have it down in the description. Here we have an 89 Suburban. We've been looking at it. My son, daughter-in-law, and Timothy, my other son, have been looking at this, and they're actually considering buying it. It's actually really good condition. Body's very little rust. It's missing the engine and transmission, but those are just to get a used 350 would be fairly simple to do. The interior is actually in really good condition. Interior's really good condition. Original. They put a liner on top, and there they are. There's Andrew, and he's the one looking at this. Does need a headliner. In fact, I just learned how to put in a headliner, so that was interesting. Carpet's in good condition. It just needs a good cleaning. Back seat, all original carpet. Does not have the third row seat, but you can always get that. Like I said, does need headliner. Has some cracked windows, but for what it is, it's actually in decent shape. So yeah, 89 Chevy Suburban. They also have a lot of parts here. They just brought this in also, a little Carmen Ghia VW on flatbed. Those are always fun little cars.
But now she wants an Impala wagon instead, so we're going to do an Impala wagon.
Out here we got a lot of intakes. Edelbrock, Weiland, Offenhauser, Edelbrock. Got your carburetor. More carbs over here. Nice. We have a good amount of body parts here. Got some grills, front fenders, bunch of lights, bezels. Transmission again. That's coming from Little Valley Auto Ranch. Galaxy. This is one over here. This hood. It goes on a 73. I'm not sure if it will go on a full 77, 76, 77. I'm not sure, but this 442 hood, which does have the, I mean, you can still see the original stripes from the 442. Got the hood vents, and these are somewhat functional. If you look back here, you do have holes, but if I used it, I'd open it up just a little more. I'm just not sure if this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this hood seems just a little pointed at this point for a 76 and 77. I just don't think. In fact, let's do this. We're going to take a shot of this, and then we're going to go look at the 77 Cutlass Supreme. So it should be able to think. So let's look at that, the geometry on this, and then we'll go look at that. Okay, so here is the 77 Cutlass, which they're saying that will go on, but it does have a similar angle. But if you see this body line right here, this body line here and here on the 73 to 74, this was a little shorter because you had the single light here, so you had a shorter rise here. So that hood will definitely not work on the 76 and 77, unfortunately. It'd be cool to have, but it's not going to fit. One of the other bad things about this, and I had on my Cutlass, was if you had bad springs, if you had any kind of tightness in this, the hood was so long that you'd get these bends right here. And as you can see, that's cracked. And we'll come around here, and you have the same thing. It just was not supported very well, unfortunately. So, but that was one of the disadvantages of having these large hoods. But yep, so that will not fit. I'm not going to say anything, but and I hope somebody else can, if they come along, they'll say, oh, I got a 77, 76, 77, I can put that on now. They can't do it, so hopefully they find out before they buy it. So just one little lesson. All right, come on down to Door and Fender City. They've got everything you need. You have to dig through it and you have to watch for snakes, but got some hoods, got some doors, bunch of doors. There's some fenders. There's more fenders, doors. Oh, you may need a Corvette, C3 Corvette rear bumper. There you go. Well, that concludes this episode of Driving the Classics. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Like it if you did like it. If you want to see more content like this, ring that bell down in the corner and you'll get an update every time we upload a new video. Again, we try to do these ever so often. Car shows, drag races, swap meets like this. We're going to have another one in December to come to out here, so we'll feature that one. So again, I invite you to watch it every time. Pass it on. If you know a friend who enjoys classic cars, who enjoys restoring them and driving and enjoying that classic car culture, send us the link to them. Let them subscribe. Let them see what we have to offer for them. So again, we appreciate you watching every time. Also, I always like to tell you about my business, my classic car locating business, Finding the Classics. I'll also have the contact information in the description below. So if you're looking for any kind of classic car that you're having trouble finding, or you just don't have the time to look, give us a call. Look at our website, see what we can do for you. We're happy to do it, but because we want to continue and have these classic cars on the road to be remembered for all time. So always remember, Finding the Classics. We're here to help you find your dream car. So again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time on Driving the Classics. And I will always invite you to drive your passion. See you next time.